Special Justice for Kashmir meeting was held at the British Parliament. The meeting was hosted by Raja Nijabat Hussain, Chairman Jammu and Kashmir Self-Determination Movement International. Also in attendance were MP Chris Leslie, Chairman EPPG on Kashmir, MP Jack Brereton, Senior Vice Chairman APPG on Kashmir, MP Alex Sobel, MP Afzal Khan, MP Naz Shah and others.
There's a lot of history behind the tragic animosities and conflicts that we've got, but in a way I think we now have to look to the future and think about how we can start to take some of the heat and the conflict out of this long-running problem and make sure that we build confidence between all the sides so that we can start to de-escalate some of the problems that have occurred and start dialogue. And I think Britain has a role in that, and the Commonwealth Heads of Government conference is a great opportunity to get India and Pakistan together in a different environment and maybe have them talking about that. So I think lots of MPs very keen that we don't miss this opportunity.
Jammu Kashmir Self-Determination Movement International has presented their Kashmir petition signed with 45 parliamentarians today, and also requested other MPs to sign, and inshallah all parties Kashmir Parliamentary Group will submit an application for another debate in House of Commons before Friday. So we will have a debate on Kashmir during the Modi's visit. That's a very big success to British Kashmiris in UK, and also the team of Jammu Kashmir Self-Determination Movement International, and I hope we will achieve our goal.
They said Kashmiris want to stop human rights violation in Indian administrative Kashmir as a matter of priority. India and Pakistan should start a discussion on the Kashmir issue and involve the Kashmiri nation as a third party. They also demanded the right to the self-determination and a referendum on Kashmir issue, like in the case of Scotland.
I think there needs to be much more recognition of the human rights abuses that are being suffered in Kashmir, and certainly the concerns that are being expressed by members of the community who have friends and family in Kashmir. These issues need to be broadcast more widely, because I do fear that the public are not fully aware of the human rights abuses that have been going on in Kashmir, and we do all as parliamentarians need to ensure that these human rights abuses are recognised and that action is taken to stop the violence, to ensure that people living in Kashmir can live in peace.
We can see 70 years of suffering in Kashmir, and this suffering is increasing daily, getting worse. We've seen the barbarity in the last year of the pellet gun and everything else. You know, you cannot have freedom if you're not united. Unity is the key, and second is having the central aim of Azadi as the cause for what you're working for. The more we can focus on this, the easier will be to achieve that goal, and the quicker it will be to achieve that goal. So I plead with you, brothers and sisters, for sake of freedom for the Kashmiri people, for the sake of ending this oppression, unite for the central cause of Azadi.
And lobbying to get this debate to happen. And I've said to Chris we're going to have some conversations about trying to get a delegation out, and I'll be happy to be a part of that if it is accepted, and I'm confident it will be at some point. So it's a piece of work that we're trying to do. In addition, I think we need to continue to keep this issue on the agenda with the human rights violations.
Possibility that some of these small arms that the Indian Army is using have come from this country and used as under arms export. So I asked a parliamentary question to the Minister, Graham Stewart, and I got a response around the number of arms exports that go to India, and it's an incredibly high number compared to other countries. I actually asked for figures for India, Indonesia and Saudi Arabia. There are actually 3 times as many arms exports to India as there are to those other countries, or even more in the case of Saudi Arabia. I'm going to investigate this further and look at particularly around this issue around small arms in Jammu Kashmir. And I think the government needs to be very clear that we are not exporting weapons that are used against civilians in Jammu Kashmir by the Indian Army. We cannot be partly responsible.
They are trying to arrange a full debate on Kashmir in the British Parliament, as well as lobbying the British Parliament across parties. Chairman of Jammu and Kashmir Self-Determination Movement International, Raja Najabat Hussain presented the JKSTMI Kashmir petition for the fourth debate on the Kashmir issue to MP Chris Leslie, MP Jack Brereton and MP Afzal Khan, along with Mushtaq Leshari in the House of Commons, London. SM Irfan Tahir, World News, London.